The pink marble is peeling, the pedestal is rotting, and the algorithm doesn't love you back. Welcome to Dismantle Hustle, Aquarius Edition. I'm Poppy, your Age of Aquarius biz guide. We are filing for divorce from the me era and architecting the age of we. This is your field guide to leaving the scarcity loop, regulating your nervous system, and building a business that actually has a soul. The old world is shitting the bed. Let's build something better. Welcome to episode 3, a masterclass, the Mikayla Nogueira deep dive and the integrity audit. Part 1, the haul. Hey, it's Poppy here, your Age of Aquarius biz guide, and welcome back to Dismantle Hustle. I want to start today by talking about a moment this past fall that for me was a massive energetic marker. It was a kind of lightning strike across the digital landscape that truly signaled the beginning of the end for the old way of doing things. We all saw it, right? Beauty influencer Mikayla Nogueira, who has a huge following, built on this kind of relatable, down-to-earth vibe. She posted this absolutely massive fashion haul. Reports were swirling that it was valued at over $200,000. And just to put that into perspective, some people don't even live in homes that are valued at that. Now, 10 years ago, that video would have been the pinnacle of aspiration. We would have watched, maybe a little envious, but ultimately thinking, wow, she really made it. I need to chase that. That was the Piscean age spell. Look up to the singular guru, chase the distance. But that's not what happened this time. The internet's response wasn't inspiration or envy. It was a genuine, visceral wave of repulsion. It was a massive cultural immune response. Why? Because the rules have changed. The collective consciousness is reinforcing and enforcing a new code. The Piscean age taught us to value hierarchy, illusion, and personal materialism. Mikayla's career, the luxury halls, the overtop displays, that's the textbook Piscean playbook. But we are shifting into the collective age of we. This age values community, transparency, and collective well-being. The old spell of aspiration is broken. The moment that hall went up, the context of the outside world mattered more than the size of the hall itself. During a time of widespread economic anxiety, when so many people are genuinely struggling, that imagery was no longer inspiring. It was isolating. A $200,000+ pile of goods don't scream success to the Aquarian heart. It actually screams, I am not in this with you. That, my dear, is the empathy gap. It's the ultimate filter now. When your success requires you to display a radical disconnect from the struggle of your community, the community will enforce the new rule. Wealth without consciousness is no longer permissible. So your sacred lesson here, your strategy must prioritize connection over distance. Ask yourself today, does my content reinforce a separation between me and them, this aspirational gap, or does it invite my audience into a shared, sustainable flow? This is the question of the age of Aquarius. Let's get into the transparency deficit. So, we've talked about Mikayla's haul and how the collective rejected the spell of pure aspiration, signaling the end of an era. The backlash, my friends, was not just an empathy test. It was a full-scale integrity audit. The community was asking a deeper, more challenging question. Do her actions genuinely align with the values she built her trust upon? And that is the new litmus test for every single creator and entrepreneur right now. The old influencer contract was simple. It'll be aspirational, you will tolerate the ads, Trust was built on the easy illusion of relatability. She's just like me, but richer. The Aquarius shift demands a new contract. It's alignment. Mikayla rose to power through unfiltered, honest reviews, content that felt anchored in a kind of Piscean realness, if you will. But as her feed transitioned into a perpetual product wall and a display of sponsored luxury, a huge canyon of trust opened up. The savvy, skeptical Aquarian audience can smell misalignment from a mile away. The question in the comment section shifts from, do I want that product, to the far more dangerous, can I trust her? This is the transparency deficit. It arises when the creator's stated value, quote unquote, honest reviews, no longer matches their action. Posting triple digit thousands in goods, likely under some contract or deal, the magic of the luxury unboxing dies with it when the audience sees the literal energetic contract behind it. They realize that what looks like spontaneous joy is often calculated commerce, and it breaks the sacred trust. There's a second danger to this misalignment, and it is content apathy. The old model of excess aimed to generate desire. But beyond a certain scale, the display of endless, unnecessary stuff just makes us scroll right past. The creator transforms into a distant, repetitive character in a show about consumption. The emotional tether snaps. The audience stops chasing the external because the connection has become exhausting and unrewarding. They unsubscribe, and it's not out of hate, but out of simple, energetic indifference. So your call to flow today, in the age of Aquarius, authentic isn't a vibe you can perform. It is the direct, verifiable alignment between your content, your business actions, and the collective's reality. The Aquarian path requires you to let your actions be the proof of your values. Without that deep energetic match, you will fail the audit. So you might be asking, what passes the test? We saw the collective reject the spell of pure aspiration, and we diagnosed the fatal business flaw of the transparency deficit. So here's the big question for all of us. If the old contract is broken, what does the new sustainable contract look like? How do we build a business that passes this integrity audit? We do it by prioritizing flow over fleeting fame. The Piscean age model of influence demanded relatability at all costs. It led to creators sharing every private moment, burning themselves out and letting their personal boundaries dissolve until they became a 24/7 product. The Aquarian model reverses this. Conscious boundary is the new currency of trust. When your audience sees you setting and holding clear, kind boundaries, whether it's about your work hours, the way that you maybe handle your DMs, or what you share about your family, they don't see distance. They see integrity in action. Boundaries demonstrate value. You are signaling that your time, your energy, and your expertise are not infinite or free, thus increasing the value of what you do offer. Plus, when you don't burn out, you are a reliable, long-term resource for your community. That is true sustainability. When you share a boundary, frame it as a flow strategy. Tell them, to deliver my best work, I check my DMs only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, for example. You are showing them how you honor your values, and that is super professional. We also need contextual transparency. The goal is not to parade your bank statements. The goal is to close that empathy gap. The creators who are thriving now aren't just showing the what, which is the result. They are showing the how and the why, which is the process and the values. Instead of posting next to a luxury car with a vague caption, try this. I'm so excited this new offer hit its goal. To be fully transparent, this was a 14-month process of testing, failing, and investing X in mentorship to get the foundation right. When you offer the context, you transform a distant, shiny achievement into a shared lesson. You move from I am better than you to we are learning this together. You dismantle the pedestal and invite people into the circle of flow. The Aquarian aligned content or business is a system of reciprocity, not a personal vehicle for accumulation. Protect the boundaries, share the context, and let your values be the undeniable proof of your success. Just when I was about to wrap up this episode, Mikayla hit the headlines again. So let's get into the $25,000 lesson that she's provided us. After delaying a promised angel tree content video, facing community criticism, and then hitting back defensively, she made a $25,000 donation. Now this was massive, sure, but the drama was capped by her public declaration that she is not aiming to be relatable. She's aiming to be successful. That right there is the Piscean age mission statement. Stark, individualistic, and undeniable. But here's the problem. The community didn't applaud the $25,000 donation. Instead, they audited it. The donation itself isn't the issue. The timing and the energy behind it are everything. Because as of the time of this recording, that promised angel tree haul, the one rooted in actual community service, never happened. Instead, Mikayla doubled down on the mall energy. She chose snarky comments over accountability. She filled her feed with a holiday giveaway of products likely sitting in her PR closet that she already had for free. She pivoted to content about welcome baskets for her besties, getting her nails done, and very obviously sponsored shopping sprees at the mall and Sephora. We saw content about hating her hair, more endless product videos, and finally, a lavish Christmas Eve party. It was a masterclass in hustle mini cry. When giving comes across as defense mechanism, a way to silence critics, or a desperate move to shut down accountability, it fails the cosmic integrity test. It looks like genuine generosity. It looks less like genuine generosity and more like calculated commerce, PR band-aid, and a tax write-off. The age of Aquarius demands conscious flow. True generosity is rooted in values, not reaction. When you abandon relatability and empathy to chase success at all costs, you are disconnecting from the collective struggle. And as we see in the data I track every day, the collective consciousness is starting to withdraw its support from those who only care about the pedestal. So what's the takeaway for your business? Your most generous actions, your free content, your time, your money, should come from a place of flow. Easy, aligned, and value-driven. If your giving only appears when you're under fire, it will be received as firefighting, not good faith. Don't wait for the audit. Embody the values now. In my next episode, I will break down the boundaries toolkit to help you stay protected while you build. Wishing you a deeply restful, boundary-honoring day. I am Poppy. This is Dismantle Hustle. I'll see you in the shift. If this episode stirred something in you, don't just go back to scrolling. That's how the digital mall keeps you rented. If you're ready to actually architect the infrastructure we talked about today, come join us inside the collective. For $17 a month, less than the price of 2 fancy lattes, you get full entry into the Aquarius Shift Lab. This includes the orientation, our sovereign asset library of PDFs and worksheets, and most importantly, the Pulse, my private weekly audio strategy briefing, where I bridge the latest cosmic shifts with the real-time marketing data I'm seeing across the 20-plus active accounts I manage. It's your weekly strategy recalibration, so you never have to guess where the world is going. Stop being a tenant, start being an architect. Join the migration at AquariusBizShift.com. I'll see you in the lab.